Hey, what's going on? Today is October 2nd, and I just want to review my day trading session today. I took a couple of trades, made a couple of mistakes, pretty much just one mistake, which was kind of mismanaging the position, but wanted to go over these trades for today's session. My idea for today, I was keeping an eye on yesterday's huge sell-off. I think it was a lot of news, a lot of other things, but I put this 4-hour demand zone here, pretty much starting at like 222 or 2220. And I was keeping an eye on that, but I guess my thesis for today was maybe we'll see a retrace from yesterday's big sell-off. We didn't really have any retrace yesterday, so that was kind of what I was anticipating for today. So pre-market, I saw a couple of things. I drew essentially this little, 15-minute demand here, where my actual entry plan was for this pre-market. As we were selling off, I was going to look for a long position in this demand zone and then play as long as I could ride it up. That was the original plan. So that's what I did this morning. We started to sell off, and then what I did was I pretty much entered into a long position pretty much immediately as we entered this demand zone, and I got stopped out. The thesis ended up being correct, as you can see here. So like the general play still worked out, but it was kind of an issue on entry. Now, I think it was just a little bit of not being patient enough, because it did play, and I was anticipating maybe this liquidity right here, this overnight liquidity, being enough for it to take. So I took that liquidity, I entered a long position, put my stop right here at the bottom of the demand zone, which again, the market's going to do what it's going to do. So I got stopped out there. I think the stop was like about $120. So I was down a good bit. But once I saw this candle here, I knew that the play was still on. We just had to take a little bit more liquidity than I was hoping. So I ended up re-entering the position here on this green candle on the way up, which was around 906. I entered one position, and then I added on another position around like 920 or roughly around the 920 areas. And then my two MNQ contracts long averaged about 915. My average entry, and what I was originally looking for was just this kind of this overnight high / pre-market high at what do we have, 011. And this is kind of where I ran into some issues. So the trade started going in my direction, and I guess I let the first trade of the day kind of spook me out, because I was already down $120 or so from the first trade, and I started to mismanage the trade. Now, I let it run a little bit, but really once we started to get a little bit of sellers trying to come in here, started to slow down the progression, I ended up taking off of the trade before I actually got to my target, and this was my problem. I just mismanaged it. Now, again, I should have let it run. I should have trusted the process. Again, from the very beginning, the analysis was correct, right? Now, I think the execution on maybe where the demand zone could have been a little bit different. I think maybe I could have played a larger demand zone, or played this one down here. I think this one could have been a little bit better, or just adjusted my entry, or just been a little bit more patient and then enter on the way up instead of the way down. But all that being said, on the way up, I was up around $200 on the second trade with two contracts long, and I exited. And I did take a small green day today, but today I could have probably hopped in and got some more money, because, at the end of the day, I need to be able to get into my position, trust the higher time frame analysis, and then just let it run. I could have done probably two targets. I think what I would have done is had my first target be at 011, and then the second one be right up here. I think that would have been a best case scenario, but yes, a little bit of mismanagement, a little bit of fear, not wanting to lose my money, not wanting to lose what I've got on my funded account. But I think generally, think today's fine. Nothing too serious. Again, just a little bit of mismanagement in my trade. I could have just walked away and I would have been fine. But I think going forward, I'm going to focus on actually trying to retrain myself to be okay with some bigger size. I'm doing one MNQ contract right now, which I'm hoping to kind of scale up to about 2 or 3 MNQ right now, and just start getting behind my trades a little bit more. Just recognizing the fear of not wanting to lose my money and not wanting to lose what I've built in this funded account so far. Be aware of that fear, but also start learning to trust my analysis, trust my higher time frame analysis, trust the probabilities, and trust my risk to reward ratio, and just let these trades run. Because if I don't, I think I'm going to stay stagnant and I'm not going to make any moves, and I'm just going to scare myself out of every single trade and not get the most out of each trade that I can get. So that's kind of my review of this session today. I was done relatively quick, done by about like 10:45, 10:30. But overall, not terrible, not great. But again, a little bit of trade mismanagement while I was in it, and a small green day. So that's all I have for you guys, and see you guys next time. Peace.